Ladies and gentlemen, I have had the good fortune to bring you poets and artists through Poets of the East. The idea always is it's not necessarily the direction east, but the idea is that every artist is a sunrise. Every artist brings their light, and that is the east that we honor in this. I want to introduce a friend of mine who I've had the great honor to know. My goodness, is it 40 years?
Yeah,
Wow,
more than that.
40 years plus. This gentleman I'm going to introduce to you in just a moment is not just an artist, not just a creator, not just a singer of songs, a balladeer, but a man who has used his talent to help his community, to bring out the best in his community, and has made a life of it. Not just as an artist, but as a man who uses his art to help humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear brother, Mickey Carroll. Mickey, welcome to Poets of the East.
Well, thank you so much for that introduction, my friend. In other words, you're letting me know we like each other, and what we did together really did set Miami on fire in terms of the way we think about humanity, because we did it, Rick. It worked out great. I mean, women's prisons, come on. I mean, we worked, crisis intervention at Jackson Memorial Hospital. We worked Down syndrome, all these wonderful organizations that supported people in terms of humanity and need, And PACE was there. May I say, PACE represented performing arts for community and education. That was the main substance of what we did together, Rick. It was wonderful, a wonderful time. By the way, if you don't mind my brag, here it goes.
Please, please.
I was fortunate enough to get followed around by the NBC show, Today's Show. And we did a segment on all those particular facilities that I'm talking about right now. And boy, was it something. I just was will highlight my career. It really was.
So that you have the context, folks, both Mickey and I work with an organization called Performing Arts for Community and Education. And it had a multifold purpose. Number one, to give musicians an opportunity to go out into the public, where the public live, go where they are, in hospitals, in nursing homes, in prisons, in mental wards, and bring art to them. Now, you might say, oh, yeah, okay, you put a band somewhere and the band performed. No, 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 you don't understand. There were some artists who made it a point of making their performance a part of that community, inviting them up on the stage. And of all the musicians I worked for
Uh,
and worked with to stage, Mr. Mickey Carroll was one who always made a point of getting people up on the stage to sing with him, to join in the band. And it was a remarkable, remarkable experience. Mickey, you're a
oh,
special
thank you.
guy, brother. You really are. So
I'll
I
tell
want
you.
you to understand
Go
that
ahead.
context that Mickey made the audience part of the performance.
Oh yeah,
Mickey,
I could. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
let's go back in history a little bit. Uh,
Yes.
I want to ask you when do you first remember being touched by music, by the arts, when you were just a kid?
Okay, well, that's easy because the first time I performed in front of what I would consider an audience was my fifth grade event outside during Christmas. Okay, I went to Catholic school then, and there was a nun that particularly was studying my personality, to say the least. I was learning about life big time, and she decided that she'd let me sing. And I knew she liked We Three Kings by Mary Alonso, and I learned the song and sang it. Well, I had a buddy then, Rick. It worked. And then from there, knowing that that class accepted me because I was not a good student, I learned about the arts that way. That it came to me, as far as I'm concerned, as a blessing. I was so involved in at that point to know that I could do something like I did. And then onward, I had a group called Billy and Mickey when I was 15, 16 years old. We recorded around the Philadelphia area. We did record hops with Frankie Avalon and Fabian. Oh my God, can you imagine? Well, we did the first black dance show called the Mitch Thomas Dance Show, and that was in Philly. And when I got back to high school after doing that, the black kids divided. They came, usually that we played, we attended school in groups. We didn't associate with each other, even though we were same in the high school. But they would cross over, Rick, and come to me and tell me they saw me on TV. And I knew then and only then that art has a power like none other, my friend. It really does send out the community signature of the universe. We're all in this together. That's the name of the game, buddy. I don't mean to keep talking. I'll let it's your turn now.
No, 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 no. This is about people getting to know the artist Mickey Carroll. Just a whole new fan base for you, my friend. You
Oh,
know, we know those of us who went through the 50s and the 60s know how, when they say we're divided, they they these people today don't know what divided was. When
uh-huh.
segregation was the law,
Uh-huh.
when segregation was uh, life and death for people,
Yes.
okay?
Yes, it was.
and
Yeah.
and it was there was a community that could not see any commonality in that, and we watched while that thing
Yeah.
evolved into what we have today, where
Absolutely.
it is not as legal,
Uh-huh.
these limitations. There are still social barriers, true, and
Yes.
we still have a long way to go, but we've made tremendous progress.
Well,
and,
back to
and
your
artists
show.
like you,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
who,
But we've done poetry that relate to that as well. Lyrics are not that far away. We do have poems in our
not at
lyrics.
all.
You go back to Dylan during the 60s and you find out about that revolution that was going on. You just recently during the elections we had, a Bruce Springsteen doing a song by himself with guitar, which really reflects the social media and the election itself and how we come together over humanity. In terms of love being the major force of the universe, I'm sorry, buddy, there's no way we can escape from that. We do become divided, but most of the time it's intellect, and intellect is not wisdom. Okay.
Yeah.
And my point to be made is as an artist, as a musician, I can do that. I can write songs. And by the way, my gold record was entitled Love is Where You Find It. Okay. That got on the top of the Billboard charts. Okay. I have to brag, but that
Excellent.
was the title.
Excellent. And you know, and I know, and as people with a little historical perspective know, that it was not, well, let's just say it was a dangerous and tentative kind of thing, that if you did cross over, if you played to
Uh-huh.
both audiences,
Uh-huh.
people who have some historic knowledge know how difficult that could be for many people.
Yes. Yes.
But you were one of those people that did
I
that.
can't tell you. That's why I definitely think it was a blessing. I think we come into this world to do what we can do as long as we're in touch with love and truth. That's the big word. By the way, I wrote a song called Light Up the Truth. But yeah, I had to promote it. Anyway, buddy, as long as we are in keeping with the reason why we're here, which is to bring humanity together through love. And by the way, poetry, art, music, just like you're promoting, Mr. Rick, that is a big major force in it. To get back to what I was saying earlier, your intuitive nature, what comes to you intuitively when you create something, it comes through the third eye, the thing that you can't really rationalize, but yet intuitively, which is a pretty broad statement to make, you're born with that. It comes with you. You've got to meditate a little bit and understand you're here for that and find it. Find it in yourself. And people need to do that in politics. They need to do that in everything that has to do with coming together. Oh boy, I feel like I'm preaching today. I don't know what's
That's
wrong with
okay. That's okay. The reason I invite artists, thoughtful people to come and talk is because there's enough, shall we say, common mundane talk. It's time for a
me.
little
Uh-huh.
thoughtful thinking, a little bit of discussion of higher elements, and that's why I invite poets together. Let me ask you
Uh,
another question. Now, here you were a young musician and poet lyricist. Um, did you find mentors? Did you find people who supported you when you were still in school?
Oh, yes, I did, my friend. And I can't say there was an abundance of them, but I can tell you this, the ones that I spoke of that nun earlier, her name was oh God, this is awful. Mother Teresa Joseph. We called her TJ. Oh my God, if she knew that, she'd roll over in
Kids
her
will be
grave.
kids.
But meanwhile, I loved her, and I know she cared for me. There's no doubt about that because like I said, I went to summer school on account of her. She caught me in the act. I got to the fifth grade before they caught me, Rick. It was incredible. And when I got there, she was the one to send me to summer school. And guess what? She sent a kid to my house to teach me that was a grade lower. He had a part in his hair. He had a bicycle that was so bad, and he was like a nerd in terms of that. And I got to love the guy. Before the summer was over, he taught me and caught me up with everything I needed to learn because he was patient, creative, and he loved music too while we're on the subject. So we bonded. Okay. Oh
That's
boy, I'm
great.
blabbing. Okay. There you
Hey,
go. And as far as a
okay.
mentor is concerned, I've had, now wait till you hear this. I had one, his father owned the original Cotton Club in Harlem. His name was
Wow.
Herman Stark. His son, Steve Stark, I've sent you some things in email that managed to get that across. He managed me for 7 years, Rick, and he taught me a lot about the music business because he grew up
Wow.
around it. So he
Yeah.
was a major mentor. And fortunately, I've been blessed with a lot of Jewish guys that are bright, personable. Oh my God. I don't know. Somebody up there likes me, Rick. That's all there is to it.
Well, that's a wonderful thing to be able to say. Like I said, I got to know you as first as a performer and a performer with a lot of heart. Let me ask you another. I'm going to say kind of technical question about writing. Now, when you were coming up, this was a very interesting time of rock and roll. It was in its seminal years. Um,
Yes.
were there who were some of the musicians, some of the authors, some of the lyricists that inspired you when you were a young songwriter?
Well, as a young musician, I have to tell you, I couldn't believe it when I saw Elvis for the first time on the Tommy and Jimmy Dorsey show. And I looked at that and something went, what is this? Is wonderful. What is that? It was everything, the dancing, the music, the believing in yourself, the theatrics that go with it, the look. Oh my God, the women went nuts. And who wouldn't want that? I started combing my hair and everything just like them, and playing the guitar. I already knew something about that, so I was in, buddy. I'm telling you.
Excellent, excellent. Now, there's a discussion in the creative arts, poetry, music. Some people say you should write every day, you should write regularly, whether or not you have inspiration, just to polish your craft. Other people say, no, 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 wait, don't, be patient, wait for the inspiration, write when you have inspiration. Anything else is going to be fake. Where do you fall in that spectrum from write every day to write only
Oh
with
my!
inspiration?
Oh, that's some story there because when I first started writing, I wanted to be a star, and I concentrated hard on serious rock and roll things that had to do with commercial ability. Well, I did a few and they were okay. But as I got old, they weren't hard to write, by the way. Boy, did it get harder as I got older. The ability that I had to bring some interest to me from the black community came out of nowhere. Don Cornelius saw me and he took care of my music for, I'd say a good 2.5 years. We did the first recording on a live at sea, you want to believe this, on a 110-foot ship. The guy
Wow.
believed in me enough to do that. He hired Leon Pendarvis, who was the Saturday Night Live music conductor. He hired Jimmy Webb, who wrote God knows how many hits. We had Chuck Leavell from the Allman Brothers playing piano, Willie Hall on drums, who played with the Blues Brothers. Hey, Rick, it was a star-studded cast. And
Wow.
was lucky enough to get that through the black music business. And I learned so much about people in terms of we're not any different. We have families. We love our mothers and fathers. I mean, to tell you, it's all the same, buddy. If as soon as we learn that, the better we're going to vote. By the way.
Good point, buddy. Good point. Okay, so are you a regular practitioner? Do you write, or during your should we say during your period, did you try to write every day, or did you try to work on the inspiration side of things?
I don't know, buddy. Writing is what I consider a gift. It comes to me. It's not something I can just harness and get down like you would work, a regular job. You've got to wait for that inspiration. At least I do. I don't know. Maybe some writers aren't like that. And the point I'm trying to make is the older I get, and boy, am I getting older now. The older I get, the harder it gets to write. I mean, I want to say things that are more meaningful. Not that young people don't, but
Yeah.
I do. I want to make songs that make sense. Let me go back to "We're All in This Together," which is a song I recently wrote. I'm very proud of that song because of the conditions of the world right now. And that's the point I'm trying to make. When it comes to writing, I have to be in touch with what's going on in the world, now more than ever, not just the dance floor.
Okay. Good point. Good point. Now let me ask you this: as a songwriter who's worked in, let's call popular music,
Okay, sure.
do you think that social commentary has an important place to play in popular music?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I wish it even was even more now, but just watching um, the debate last night with Bruce Springsteen singing about, coming together and being together and believing in the truth, and hearing it in his lyrics. The truth is so close and part of love. There's no love without truth, you know, and if you can't write a subject like that and aim it at the public, it's a shame because I think it's so important. I mean, it's just, and to me, it's right now in my life, it's the main reason why I keep going.
I appreciate that. Believe me, I do. Let me ask you this. Now, there are young people who look at those of us in the arts who look at it, so whether in music business or some other art field, and say, art's nice, but I don't know if it's important. I don't know if I should spend any time on it because there's that famous thing where they want everyone to turn to the sciences and to engineering to mathematics. And,
Yes.
dispensing with the humanities, taking music out of schools, and all that
Oh
horrible
God. Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. No.
Gutting historical
I
education.
know. I know.
How?
Can I say this about it? You come into the world, and the first thing that you hear, Rick, no matter what religion, no matter what nationality, everybody says the same. You were created. That's art. Okay? That's got to do with the whole universe, the miracle of life. It's there. There's an idea for a song. That's why I wrote People Love Life, by the way.
Absolutely. And we're going to give a listen to some of that as well in just a minute. Let me ask you this. Um, what kind of music do you listen to for your recreation?
Oh man, it's all over the place. I think maybe Keb Mo is somebody I listen to now that gives me the ability to get back in touch with the roots. I loved Ray Charles. I mean, I could listen to him all day. And believe it or not, this is in contrast to that. The magic guy, the big guy, Frank Sinatra. My goodness gracious, he was so drum. He had it all. He had it all, buddy. And I could listen to him anytime. Bobby Darin's another one. I mean, he was special. It takes charisma and it takes confidence. It takes love more than anything to project the real charisma that they use that word a lot. It has to have those elements to it, or it's not going to happen.
I'm going to ask you a difficult question because when you have intelligent, caring people, that's who you need to ask important questions to. Why, again, I'm going to come at this a little tangentially. Why did you bother? When you could have gotten by just being a performer, why did you bother inviting these people up on the stage? Why did you say, hey, come here? Why did you say, hey, you sing this one, here's the microphone, you sing it, knowing full well that while it might not be the most musical experience people had, but it had a transformational quality. Could you speak to that for a minute, brother?
Of course, the main reason, it's the same with you, Rick. There's no difference between the two of us. We've chosen this creative aspect of communicating with people through the arts, both of us. What I'm trying to tell you is, okay, we say we created it, but you know that where the real bottom of the truth is, we had it when we got here. That's how I feel about it. It was a gift. It came with us. When I got to perform through Pace, oh, by the way, one of my major mentors was Rod Glaubman. I'll have you know right off the bat. He came up here, we hung together. He was wonderful. All right, enough of that. I'll get back to this. If not for him, I wouldn't have changed that direction that you're just talking about. And you, people around me at that point that supported it. What I'm trying to say is, I realized at that point when I invited a kid up on stage to announce me, Down syndrome kid. I know if you don't remember that, but it's the
Oh, I
truth.
do. I
And he
do.
looked forward to that every time I went there. He wanted to be the MC, and he was pretty good at it too, my friend. He had it. They cheered him on. The girls liked him. Oh man, what's better than that? And meanwhile, that hooked me for life. I could not find anything any better. It just lit up the world. You know, I realized how powerful, back to you, poetry, art, music. I realized how that can affect the rest of the world.
Now, you have moved from, well, I'm just going to say you expanded your musical experience and career to do a lot of community work as your career progressed. Talk a little bit about Mother J Productions.
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. Okay. Another Jewish guy, another Jewish guy. His name is Michael Hurwitz. He was my partner in that. Even Rod helped a little bit. He was my inspiration. When I did that up here, I wrote a play, a musical called Mother J. And Mother J was about a jazz lady that sang in the bad part of town, okay? And she went on a break to see what was in the neighborhood, and she found an old church. And that old church, she decided to buy it and take it over. And she called it Mother J's World Church. Well, we shortened it to Mother J, but that's what it was. Then she'd sing songs about what's going on in the world. What are these children doing with weapons? Well, that's Song for My Son. I sent that to you. She sang that with me, and wonderful. Oh, Jacqueline Jones was her name. Wonderful entertainer. We filled up the house, Rick. We sold it out for 2 nights straight. It was just incredible. And that where Mother J Productions from that play started. And Mother J Productions went on to raise over $100,000 for different things here in Mount Dora. And at the same time, it managed to bring happiness and joy and togetherness of all different colors. Matter of fact, wait to hear this. We built an archway, and that archway is entitled Unity in the Community. And that archway was about what we need in this world. We have to communicate. And they build it. They build it. What a wonderful thing. I'm so proud of it. And I've done, gosh, at least 3 or 4 shows just about the archway. And the kids did all the tiles. The kids and all different colors and all different ages, they did the tiles. And some seniors joined in as well. And there it
Wonderful.
is. Oh gosh, I can think of a award, Arts and Educational Award for the state of Florida.
Wonderful. Now, if a young musician came to you and said, you know, Mickey, the music business is so crazy. I don't know if I should even think about being a musician. What would you say to them?
Well, the truth be known is I'd say what I wanted to hear when I was their age. Follow your heart. Believe in yourself. If what you're doing makes you happy, if you get a glimpse of that, go for it, baby. Go for it. No, nothing else can replace that. That means you're in touch with, and I know this is corny, but when you say your prayers, first thing you got to do is get in touch with yourself. Understand that you're not alone in this universe, and understand that you're here to serve humanity as well as yourself. And if you feel good about what you're doing, musically, poetry, journalism, painting, anything in the arts like that that makes you feel good. Go for it, baby. Go. You'll figure out the academics. You'll know how to make a living. You'll figure it out.
Well,
You
that's
did,
a
Rick.
great wisdom, my friend. Great wisdom. Let's go ahead and try to bring some of this music up as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the recording for a moment and bring up a song that you sent me. And it doesn't always come across well, but I'm going to ask you to give me an idea. Are you hearing it well? But I can always intercut this in post. But let's
Okay.
go ahead and give it a try.
Okay.
So, among those pieces you sent me, uh, what would be your your favorite song for my son? Turn up the light, another Mother J, People Love Life, Pick Up the Trash,
I
Miss
think maybe
Liberty.
People Love Life might give us an uplift. It's
Okay.
it's it's done with Howard Albert produced it. I don't know if you remember
Oh
Criteria
yeah,
Studios.
I remember the Alpert Brothers. Yeah.
Okay, well that was a Howard Albert production, and he did a wonderful job. He's up here now. He's my neighbor just about. We
No
go to the gym.
kidding.
We go to the gym at least 3 times a week together, and I brag to him more than anything. Anyway,
Okay.
he produced it. People Love Life.
Okay. Let me give it a shot and see how it goes here.
All right.
I'm going to share the screen and I'm going to share sound and optimize for video clip and share. And then here we go.
All right.
People love life. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. Like a billion stars light up the sky. You know, people love life. Happy and free, yeah. God made the world for all his children to see. Or can't you find it in your heart to believe? You know, people love life. Now everybody wants to dance and sing, make up the words to their own melody. Don't you just sit there and wonder who you are. Just lift your dreams up and reach for the stars. Everybody knows. Oh, everybody wants to be in the show. And there's no reason you can't let the world know. All right. You know, people love life. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like it like that. Woo. Oh, one more time. Now everybody wants to dance and sing, make up the words to their own melody, shout it out loud and let some voices ring. God bless the world and keep America free. Hey, oh, celebrate it, baby, celebrate it. Yeah, people love life. Life is what we celebrate. Every child that's born, every breath we take. Come on. Oh, play that song. Sing it with me one more time. Yeah. Sha-da-da-da, baby.
Very nice. What a beautiful song, brother. What a beautiful song.
Hey, Rick, you
Yes,
know who
sir.
that was playing alto in the horn section? That was
No,
Joe Donato. Joe Donato in there.
No kidding.
Yeah,
No
we
kidding.
had Mike Lewis did the horn arrangements while we're on the subject. And
Yeah?
those guys were something else to have as friends, I'll tell you that.
Well, that horn section rocked out, man. That was great. And who did the lead vocals? Was that you?
Yes, come on, yeah. I got
Hey,
to brag, man. You give me a chance to brag here, Rick.
please. It was awesome. It was awesome. What a happy song. My goodness.
Oh yeah, of course. That's why I wanted you to play it, because if we're talking about life and it being good, let's be happy, man.
Absolutely. We got time for at least one more. Any other favorites you got?
Well,
Miss
I wanted to
Liberty,
turn up the light is
turn up
just
the light.
in my guitar. It's just me and my guitar in the living room. But it was produced by Howard and also Bill Suki, who both are buddies. The three of us did it right there in front of my piano.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, let's give this another try. Were you able to hear it okay?
It was a little low in volume, but you can always turn
I
it
can
up.
fix that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Super. Let me give it another try. Here we go. And
All
we'll try
right,
this
great.
one and turn up the light.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mickey Carroll. I wrote this song for Democrats and Republicans. It's entitled Turn Up the Light and Tell the Truth.
Don't you know that we're all hooked on the power of the daily news?
Now, when the cameras and the lights go on,
America has got to
hear the truth.
So many people have sacrificed their lives to save our democracy. Now this country is so divided. Let me tell you what I see. You know the world is crazy.
People want to hide the truth.
I say the world is crazy.
People want to lie to you.
They want to broadcast debate, pull everybody into the hate. Some of them want to control the news
So they can hide the truth.
That's right. We should all get together and talk before it's too late. Because everybody here on this earth should communicate. Oh, we got to believe that love is the path we can take. That's the power of the truth we all can appreciate. We got to turn up the light, let it shine on the truth. Reach for the light, it can save me and you.
You know, Jesus said, I'm the truth and the light.
Some people get lost in the dark
In this life,
They get free when they find that the answer lies deep in their soul. And then they know they can't hide the truth. Don't give up the American dream. Say gift of democracy. Pray to God for healing light so all mankind can see. Hey, everybody, turn up the light. Let it shine on the truth. I said, turn up the light. It's shining on me and you. Turn up the light. Let it shine on the truth. Beat up the light. Let it shine on me and you. Come on, people. Turn it on up. Hey, 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 hey. I like it like that. Come on. Yeah, yeah. We got to turn up the light. Let it shine on the truth. reach for the light. Let it shine on me and you. We got to turn up the light.
Let it shine on the truth.
Wonderful, wonderful. Just awesome, brother. Awesome.
Thank you, buddy. I'm glad you liked it. It was fun to do it.
Well,
I needed to say it, Rick.
good. Um, the final question I typically ask my guests is, do you have a question for me?
Well, I do, as a matter of fact. Okay. The question would be the fact that you embedded yourself in this, the fact that you were interested in not only being a performer like you are now, but the fact that you liked engineering and you liked the organization you were with, all these things add up to one thing, okay? The existence and the love in your soul, my friend, okay? And my question is, what are you going to do? Where are you taking all this? Give me the answer to that.
Well, as you point out so correctly, we're all part of one experience, all part of the God's universe, if you will. And I believe that my small part of this equation is to do what I can to help my fellow beings to the best of my ability. I know as an artist myself how hard it is to be a creator, to be one of those people that says, here, try this, listen to this, watch this, look at this. And I know how hard that is. And I have, by the grace of the universe, been given enough skill that I can help my fellow artists get that word out, get that song out, get that thing out. And
Oh, that's wonderful.
it is one of the joys of my life that
Oh, boy, you don't know how good that sounds. It really does. It makes me secure to know that there are people like you out there.
well, thank you, brother. You know the respect I have for you is way beyond words. I've
We've been
loved
down
you
the same road together, Rick.
indeed. So I want to thank you, my friend, for your generous gifts to the community, to the music scene, to your fellow people. Thank you, my friend, from the bottom of
Oh,
my.
thank you, Rick. And I love you, buddy. You keep on going with this. This is so cool.
Have a real good day, brother.
You too.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye-bye.